everyone and welcome to this video. I hope you're doing okay. So finally it's the time. It's the time for me to make that video on Dragon Ball and I hope you'll enjoy it. So let's get started. The evolution of Dragon Ball. Dragon Ball is a shonen neketsu manga written and illustrated by Akira Toriyama and first published in a weekly shonen jump in 1984. Toriyama got his inspiration from the book Journey of the West, or Monkey King, written by Wu Cheng-en. The first Dragon Ball is a story of a little boy with a monkey tail named Son Goku, who lives alone on a mountain after the death of his grandfather Son Gohan. One day, he meets a girl with blue hair, Bulma, who is looking for the Dragon Balls that can make a dragon appear and make one's wishes come true. Son Goku agrees to help Bulma because his grandfather told him to be nice with girls, and before he died, his grandpa gave him one of his Dragon Balls, but he lost it, and Son Goku wants to find it in memory of him, and he thinks that seeing a dragon will be cool. Thus, the little boy that never left his mountain starts his great adventure. It is in Dragon Ball that a lot of characters that we know now are going to be introduced. Krillin, his first friend and his comrade with whom he trained under the guidance of their master slash sensei Muten Roshi. Launch, who's nowhere to be seen in our recent Dragon Ball. Yamcha, Oolong, Plum. And he participates in martial arts tournaments, Tenkaichi Budokai, where he meets people like Tien Shin Han or our beloved Piccolo, who was an enemy to begin with. Yes, some might not know about it, but Goku wasn't introduced as a fully accomplished man who mastered martial arts. Not at all. We've seen him like growing and stuff, and that's why it hurts so much to see what has become of him and like Dragon Ball in general, but let's wait a little bit before we can talk about it. Originally, Dragon Ball was far from being a manga with serious matters such as saving the universe. Oh no, it was as simple as a treasure hunt adventure but in a parodic way. And I'm saying parodic because it was a parody of an adventure story. We have the hero who's supposed to be like brave and confident and like own all the virtue of the universe. Here is just a little boy who is dumb and goes in an adventure just for no real reason actually. The damsel in distress, Bulma, is actually not in distress at all. She kind of has a like bad temper slash bad character and shoot people too easily. The old and wise sensei is old and wise and strong, yes, but he's a huge pervert. Shameless enough to ask a teenage girl to show him her underwear in exchange of something.
So, you gonna help me?
Okay. I'll give you this, but you have to give me something.
And what's that?
A peek at your, underwear.
Dirty old man!
Even Yamcha is a parody of a lady killer because he's presented as such but struggled to even have a simple conversation with a girl. So yes, Dragon Ball was a funny story with ridiculous characters. And I don't know if it's the pioneer of it, but I know that it is the symbol of shonen neketsu like manga slash anime. And some might say that it's One Piece, but it is not because like chronologically, Dragon Ball came first. So like 10 years before, something like that. So it really started with Dragon Ball. The epidemic of having your hero going on an adventure to achieve a great goal and making friends along the way started with Dragon Ball. It is a monument in the manga world, and I don't think anyone can deny it. And even though I said that it was like a funny story to begin with nothing serious, rapidly it took a more like serious turn, and that turn was made in my opinion with the death of Krillin. when Goku and him were still children. He was killed by Tambourine, the son of King Piccolo, and if I recall correctly, this is the first death in Dragon Ball, or at least the first of one of the main protagonists. This death transformed Dragon Ball into a much more serious work, where things are a matter of life and death. We could lose character that we love and we care about. And of course, our Deus Ex Dragon Ball Knight arrived and brought Krillin back to life, but still, that death was impactful. And after that, it is that road that Toriyama chose to take. And in retrospect, he didn't have any other choice but to change the plot and the storyline of his story because, well, his characters already achieved their goal, finding the Dragon Balls. After that, you have no other choices but to change what your story is going to be about if you don't want to be repetitive. And that's what he did. And even though he had many other ways to do it, he chose that road of being a little bit more bloody and a little bit more serious. And that transition was fully made between the 195th to 2041 chapters, which is known in the anime as the beginning of Dragon Ball Z. We even had a little bit of controversy surrounding Dragon Ball Z because we were used to a Dragon Ball really light and fun, and when that started, it turned into something a little bit more bloody, and yeah, people weren't too happy with it, especially parents, saying that it's too violent and stuff like that. Here, things took a whole other level of gravity with the arrow of science on Earth, and Vegeta, Killer Saiyan, and by that time, even our protagonist Goku has changed. Instead of a boy with a baby-looking face, we had a full man with a wife, Chi-Chi, and a son, Son Gohan, that he named after his grandfather. Goku as a child was adapted for a funny story, but the Goku that we had in Dragon Ball Z was adapted for a much mature story. So it totally made sense to make him grow up at that time. In Dragon Ball Z, Toriyama definitely installed that pattern of fighting a big, bad, mean guy who wants to destroy Earth or destroy the universe or something like that, with some Tenkaichi Budokai sprinkled here and there. From Vegeta to the Red Ribbon Army to Cell, Frieza, Boo, Goku installed himself as being the hero of Earth, the savior of Earth, the person people are looking up to if Earth is in trouble. And once again, a big step was made in Dragon Ball Z with the second death of Krillin, with the Super Saiyan transformation. And people might make fun of Krillin in Dragon Ball for dying too much, but if you pay attention, each one of his deaths was meaningful and had a real impact in the universe. So it wasn't dying just for the sake of dying, it was much more than that. By the end of Dragon Ball Z, Goku was strong and wise in what he was doing, fighting. He still had his kind of innocence, but still, he was an adult and reliable. He had reached the peak of his art, martial art, so much that we thought that a succession was going to happen and Son Gohan would inherit his father's legacy. And of course, it would have been a little bit cruel to that character because, well, Son Gohan never aspired to be a fighter or anything. He just wanted to study and be a scientist or something. And making him be the fighter for Earth or something like that was a little bit cruel, but it didn't happen, so I guess it's okay. But even at the end of Dragon Ball Z, we thought that Oob would be Goku's successor, but yeah, didn't happen either. And finally, Dragon Ball Z ended in January 1996. It had a remake in April 2009 called Dragon Ball Z Kai with graphics up to date. And in my opinion, this is where Dragon Ball should have stopped. Perfect. Perfectly wrapped. Nothing to change, nothing to add. Nothing. Nada. Rien. Nandemonai. But no. In February 1996, Toei decided to release Dragon Ball GT. And for me, this is where the downfall of Dragon Ball started. Toriyama is not involved at all in the making of the story. I heard that he was involved in the drawing of some characters, but I don't think it touched the story at all. I don't see any reason for that shit to exist other than to make money. What happened in Dragon Ball GT is that Goku gets transformed back into a kid, and he has to find like big Dragon Balls, like bigger than the original ones, um, in the universe, in the galaxy. No, in the galaxy. And if he doesn't, Earth will explode. If you know why, let me know, because I have no fucking idea. I kind of see what they tried to do here. They tried to take us back to the original Dragon Ball with the original just treasure hunt like story. And I guess I understand, but it just doesn't work. A lot of people aren't going to hop on that ride. At least I know I didn't, because you can't just bring us all the way back after all that happened. I mean, I've already seen like Goku evolved in Dragon Ball. You can't just bring me all the way back. It's not gonna work. At least I know it didn't work for a lot of people. A lot of people liked it, and a lot of people just totally hated it and just don't want to hear about it at all. I'm one of those. Plus, these are details and are not really important, but they matter to me. In GT, Trunks is a natural character in this story, like a main character, but it's not like Mirai Trunks, Trunks of the future that we know in Dragon Ball Z. It's like the kid that we knew in Dragon Ball Z that grew up, so it's another Trunks. But just if you are going to make a story with a Trunks, please make it be the good one. Because Trunks in Dragon Ball Z, like Mirai Trunks, was like strong and cool, and everybody loved him and still loves him. It's one of the main favorite character. And just if you are going to make a story with a Trunks, just make it be like him. I don't care about the little one that grew up, because they don't have the same story, and it's, yeah. Second, Vegeta with a mustache is just unacceptable. I don't know who had this idea, and I know they changed it midway, but no, you can't do that. It's ugly. It shouldn't happen. It's no. Third, the little like robot stuff was just so annoying in Dragon Ball GT. I don't know what happened with that. I know that in every like anime, there's this little chibi character who's supposed to be like funny and cute, but here it just didn't work, and I hated him so much. This shit shouldn't have happened, and they could have stopped here, but they didn't. And in April 2009, so yeah, approximately at the same time Dragon Ball Z Kai was released. I don't know if that was made up on purpose or not, but it just happened. It's just a thing. In the middle of the hype in the US for Dragon Ball, something that shouldn't have happened. Dragon Ball Evolution. There's nothing right about this movie. Nothing. Nothing that you can say is good in that movie. Absolutely nothing. In this Dragon Ball Evolution, Goku is a high school student who gets bullied, is interested in girls, learned the Kamehameha not because he was trained for it or anything, but just because he gets excited and now, well, he can use it, I guess. And even the Kamehameha is not well done. I mean, the Kamehameha can resurrect people from what? Whatever. And I'm sorry, but this is not a Kamehameha. America did everything it could to butcher our beloved Dragon Ball. And it is said that Toriyama had no say, no word at all in the production of this. And if it's really the case, it's not surprising, because that thing was trash. Terrible, horrible. Something that everyone wants to ban from their memory. And after that, we didn't have anything until 2015 with the movie Dragon Ball Z Fukkatsu no F, who talks about like the resurrection of Frieza. And in that movie are introduced characters such as Beerus, the god of destruction. And this movie, Fukkatsu no F, will be the beginning of Dragon Ball Super. And while we at it, Dragon Ball Super broadcasted from July 2015 to March 2018 with a manga that is still ongoing. It's not the worst, despite a controversial start with like the drawings. We all remember episode 5 of Dragon Ball Super and a Boeing Vegeta. I have no explanation for this. I just don't know what happened. I just don't know what they thought of when they did that scene. just don't know. So yeah, it's not terrible, but this shit just has no soul. All the weight and all the story behind like Dragon Ball, like in Dragon Ball Super, I feel like it's gone. Remember when I said earlier that in the end of Dragon Ball Z, Goku was wise and strong and stuff like that. Here in Dragon Ball Super, forget it. Wise, don't know her. Goku in Dragon Ball Super doesn't know what a pregnant woman is, even though he has 2 kids. Goku in Dragon Ball Super doesn't know what a kiss is, even though we saw him kissing Chi-Chi during their wedding. Apparently doesn't remember that, or Toyotaro doesn't remember that since he's the one making that. But we saw it, we all saw it. It's not the best example I could find, but to me, that represents pretty well the idea of like all the weight, all the story behind Dragon Ball is just gone. It's just not there anymore. The Black arc was good. I really enjoyed it. The arc with Jiren too, even though that one, in terms of like story and plot, there isn't really much to say because it's just there. They just made a story to get along with like good graphics. The graphics are good, the animation is good, the fight choreography is good, but with the story, there's just not much to talk about. So I'm going to be honest. To me, Dragon Ball Super is just like a commercial tool. It's just a commercial support, and figurines. That's all I think about. Like the transformations in Dragon Ball Super just went totally out of hands. And when I see that, like Super Saiyan Blue, Super Saiyan Red, Super Saiyan Red with the thing that multiplies his strength, I forgot the name. Oh my god. Super Saiyan Blue, like dark blue with Vegeta, the Super Instinct, and I'm sure I'm forgetting some. It's just too much. When I see that, all I can think about is figurines. Figurines, new cards, new like characters for video games, and Dokkan. Well, technically Dokkan is a video game, but you know what I'm talking about. I just keep wondering, who is this made for? For all Dragon Ball fans that would be attracted because of nostalgia, or potential new like people, new kids that would want to discover Dragon Ball. Because if it's the first one, I'm sorry, but we're not kids anymore. And some of us are not interested in a Goku that thinks like 9 years old, even though he's 40. And a Dragon Ball where all the history behind is just like, if it's the second one, then you're not going to be able to have the first one, which is probably where a lot more people are, you know? I mean, I'm saying that, but that's not really true because even though we don't like it, we're still watching it and we're still reading it. So yeah, no, never mind. And then the actual reason why I made that video, the thing that made me angry enough that I felt the need to make a video on that subject: Super Dragon Ball Heroes. What the fuck is that? It is an ONA and an adaptation of a manga of the same name, and also like the cards game. It is still ongoing, if I'm not mistaken, and to this date there are 29 episodes out, and nothing makes sense. Don't try to understand the story. Don't try to understand the plot. Why they're here, why this and that. Don't. They tried to like put a story in that, a plot in that, but in my opinion, it's just because they didn't want to make it a series of episodes with only fights, because it would have been a little bit weird. They needed support. I mean, those episodes are 8 minutes episodes. What story do you want to tell within 8 minutes? It's just not possible. This shit is just a compilation of every fan service they could think of and just right one after the other, just doing it. Fan service, fan service, fan service. You want Gogeta to fight with, I don't know, like Goku Super Saiyan 3? Go ahead, we're gonna give you that. It doesn't even need to make sense. I don't even know what I'm talking about that. And I'm gonna be honest, I wanted to watch all those 29 episodes, but then I decided that I valued my time a little bit more than that and just didn't. Because it's just a waste of time. I'm not gonna do that to myself. Even Wikipedia is lost with that one. Because it is said that this story is after the story of Dragon Ball Super. It's weird because if you say that, it means that it's canon when it's not. Please tell me that it's not canon, because if it is, I'm gonna make a scene. It doesn't make sense, because if it is really after Dragon Ball Super, it's super weird because Dragon Ball Super isn't even done yet. And don't even get me started with what is canon or not in Dragon Ball. Even Dragon Ball Super, because let me explain. Dragon Ball started with an anime, but then they decided to make a manga out of the anime. Okay? But midway, they decided to change the story of the manga from the anime. So in that situation, which one is the story that is canon? The anime or the manga? This just makes me sad because Toei Animation is just squeezing the license as much as they can to make profit out of it. And the animes and mangas that we know right now are just mere advertisement. There's no soul in those things. And don't get me wrong, I know that people are working hard on those, but if when you look at a manga or an anime, you're not only watching or reading fights, but the actual story, what we have right now is just not going to be for you. Because Dragon Ball to begin with was so much more than just fights. Toriyama isn't even involved in what we have anymore because he stopped at Dragon Ball Z, where he should have stopped. And Dragon Ball as it is right now is just like a walking corpse. Already dead, but still going on. And the guy working right now on Dragon Ball Super, Toyotaro, I mean, I feel like he could have done a much better work, but he just didn't, and I don't know what happened. Because seeing what he did before working on this Dragon Ball Super, like his fanfics, when you read them, they're really good, and you feel like he actually understood Dragon Ball, not like Dragon Ball Super. So I wonder what happened. Maybe it's Toei that decided to kind of put a little bit of pressure on him or something, but I just don't understand. And every 4 or 5 chapters, people are mad because either the story is weird or the story just doesn't make sense or it's just bad. Or like recently, the recent controversy that Dragon Ball had was Toyotaro that was accused of stealing drawings from the Dragon Ball Z. Yeah, it was kind of weird. What's going on? My question right now is when is it going to stop? Because it needs to stop. Please. So yeah, that was my take on Dragon Ball, the evolution of Dragon Ball. If you like this video, make sure to like this video, comment down below what your thoughts are, and subscribe for more. Bye!